Hello there, this is Owen Kenobi and welcome back to another Moa Super Guide covering all the Halo games. The fastest route this week is once again in Halo 3 ODST and the mission Tayari Plaza, where you'll find all of them at the very beginning of the mission. And now we're moving on to Halo 3 and the first mission, Sierra 117. You'll find the first one in the pathway at the beginning of the level. To get to the second one, just make your way to the waterfall right before you engage the Covenant for the first time. The third one is located in the area where you find a marine being interrogated by a brute. Quickly save him and then kill that bird nesting up on a pipe. On Crow's Nest you'll find Moa number 1 in the first room you enter at the very beginning of the level.
Point of entry, best assessment. Hangar Sergeant. Agreed, Master Chief, get there.
You'll find a second one shortly after this to the right of the exploding Warthog. The final one of this mission is not far away. You'll find it at the bottom floor of the hangar you have to help evacuate. Moving on to Sawa Highway. You'll find the first one at the very beginning of the level, right behind the Warthog. You'll find the second one right before you exit the tunnel. You'll find the final one in this mission in the area where you first encounter the choppers. And with that, we're moving on to Halo 2. Do keep in mind that for both Halo CE and Halo 2, you can only find the Moas in classic graphic. First mission, Cairo Station, where you'll find the first Moa at the very beginning of the level. You'll find the second one right after the Covenant breach the door. You'll find the third one towards the end of the level, in the area where you encounter the drones. Moving on to Outskirts, where you'll find the first Moa at the beginning of the level in the courtyard area. The second and final Moa on Outskirts is located towards the end of the mission, right before you head out of the tunnel. It's easily recognizable by the C4s written on the walls. Next mission, Metropolis, where you'll find the first Moa on the right side of the bridge at the beginning of the mission. Then simply make your way across the bridge and you'll find the second one.
That's quite a welcome party.
Then proceed with the mission until you meet your first raid. There you'll find the next one. Metropolis actually had 4 Moas this week. You'll find the final one right before the Scarab fight. You'll find the first Moa on the Arbiter at the very beginning of the mission, in the area where you first encounter enemies. You'll find the second one right after heading down the elevator. You'll find the final Halo 2 Moa of this week a little bit later in the mission, right after heading down your second set of stairs. And with that, we're moving on to Halo Combat Evolved and the mission The Pillar of Autumn. You'll find your first one in the cafeteria. You'll find the second one shortly after heading up the stairs. The final one is a little bit later in the mission. Head through the cryopod control room and you'll see an exploding lead right in front of you. Look left and you'll find it. You'll find the first one on Halo in the first forehand tower you get to. You'll find the second one in the not so natural formation. You'll find it right before you're supposed to jump across a gap with the Warthog. You'll find the third one shortly after this one on the right side of the bridge. Next up, Truth on Reconciliation. Make your way inside the ship itself and fight up all the waves of Covenant being thrown at you. You'll find it in the first corridor you enter. You'll find a second one on the bottom floor of the hangar behind some boxes. You'll find the final one of this mission on the 3rd floor of the hangar. And with that, we're moving on to Halo 4 and the mission Dawn. You'll find your first one in the control room on Rally Point Alpha. The second one is on Rally Point Bravo. Just head down the stairs and you'll find it. You'll find the final one towards the end of the mission when you're supposed to escape the Dawn. As soon as the floor collapses for the second time, head down and you'll find it to the right. Next mission, Requiem. You'll find it to your right as soon as you head out of the tunnel at the very beginning of the mission. You'll find the second one at the beginning of the Warthog section. You'll find the third one under the elevator at the very end of the mission. You'll find the first one on Forerunner at the very beginning of the mission in the area where you first encounter the crawlers. A little bit later in the mission, in the area where you have to kill your first knight, you'll find the second one. You'll find the final one on Rally Point Charlie, right after this knight absolutely decimates his elite riding a ghost. And with that, we're moving on to Halo Reach and the mission Winter Contingency. You'll find the first one under the stairs where you first encounter the Covenant. You'll find the next one close by.
Global leader, enemy dropships inbound.
You'll find the final one under a bridge shortly after you're supposed to get in the Spade. Alternatively, you can do all of these from Rally Point Bravo, avoiding most of the enemies. You'll find the first one on only Alpha side at the very beginning of the level. For the next two, fire up Rally Point Charlie. Take the left path back to Sword Base and you'll find it. The final one of this mission is inside Sword Base itself.
Head upstairs and assist the meal.
The first one on Nightfall is also at the very beginning of the level.
Wants to know what they're hiding.
You'll find the second one on Rally Point Bravo. The final one on this level is on Rally Point Charlie. You'll find it enjoying a cold shower. Moving on to ODST and the mission Uplift Reserve. You'll find the first one in the opening section in a small cave. You'll find the next one in the next area down by the water. You'll find the final one towards the end of the level, right after the elevator collapses.
Subspace rupture! Must have weakened the support rings. All units. Target assets are on the move. Airline clear.
Next mission, Kasinga Boulevard. As soon as you spawn, head right and you'll find the first one. You'll find the final one shortly after this in the ruined building. And with that, I want to once again thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more Halo videos, and I'll see you in the next one.